14-point loss for the Cowboys. Jason Garrett addressing the defeat.
Good things in this game, really in all three phases of our team, but certainly not good enough. And we had some early opportunities that we didn't cash in on. Got some takeaways, and there were three opportunities down there. We scored the touchdown on the one. We missed the field goal, and then we threw the interception in the end zone. So really 10 points we kind of left out there, or possibly 6 to 10 points. So I thought that hurt us. And over the course of the game, they just did a much better job on third down. They were able to stay on the field repeatedly on third down and some long down and distance situations. And they made some 3rd and 8s, some 3rd and 9s, some 3rd and 10s. And were able to sustain their drives. We didn't do a good enough job of that on our drives. We had some minus plays, whether it was a penalty or a sack, that got us into some really long third downs that really forced us to check it down or not be able to convert there, where we had to punt and, again, not sustain the drives we needed to. So ultimately they did more to win the game than we did. And thought we did a good job responding before the half to tie it back up, but just certainly not enough in the second half.
Jason, how much was that interception by Dak in the end zone that killed momentum just overall after the game?
Well, obviously you want to cash in that situation. At minimum, you want to be able to kick a field goal, and I think he got a little pressure, and he felt like he just wanted to lay the ball over the underneath defender. Amari was kind of working his way through the defense, got knocked around a little bit, and probably didn't get a real clean look at it. And that was a big play in the ball game, not to be able to cash in there, for them to make that stop and make that a drive where we didn't come away with anything. That was big in the game, but you have to put that behind you and you have to keep playing. And I thought our guys did a good job of that, to tie it right before the half and come back out, start with a clean slate in the second half, but just didn't do enough in the last 30 minutes.
Why do you think defensively third down was an issue for you tonight?
I thought they converted different ways. They converted on individual routes outside. They converted by the quarterback running. They converted on screen passes. So, ultimately that was the key situation in the game for us, because I do think we did a good job on first and second down for the most part. There were some longer third down situations, but they kept cashing in on them. They kept their drives alive and gave them more scoring opportunities.
What were your impressions of Amari Cooper's first game as a Cowboy?
I thought he handled it really well. There was nothing mentally that he struggled with. He did a great job working the past week and a half, trying to understand what we're asking him to do. I didn't seem to have any issue there. And then he made some plays in the game. He made some little plays in the game. He made some big plays in the game. The touchdown was a big play. Made a number of other catches that allowed us to move the ball really throughout. So seemed to handle the work well. Seemed like he and Dak were on the same page throughout. Certainly is a good addition to our team.
Why do you think it was so hard to get Beasley going? Because Dak talked about, because of Cooper, Beasley might be able to make some more plays, and it looked like he didn't get anything going until late in the game.
Yeah, they just had a lot of attention on him in there. There were a couple guys guarding him for most of the game, and that opens up opportunities for Amari outside or for Michael Gallup to make a couple plays. Blake Jarwin made a play. So that sometimes that happens, and we keep trying to move him around and make it harder to do that. But if they give him a lot of attention, it should give other guys chances, and I think for the most part they took advantage of him.
It looked like Zeke was going to have a big game. What did they do in the second half or second quarter really to kind of change that?
We didn't have that many plays early on in the game. We had the short fields. So, I think we had whatever that was, 20 or so plays early on. So we didn't get that many touches in the game. Obviously, they wanted to, put some guys around the line of scrimmage to stop the run. We tried to run it different ways. I thought we were persistent with him. Ultimately, we weren't effective enough doing that. But then we got into situations towards the end of the ball game where we had to be in more of a 2-minute drive. So those opportunities weren't really going to happen. But obviously he's a really good player, and we're trying to give him chances.
Obviously, you need to film to get a good evaluation of the line, but first glance, your thoughts on how the line played tonight?
Yeah, again, we do have to watch the tape. There were some situations where longer down in distances we didn't protect quite as well, where there were some sacks. The one sack fumble was a big play in the ball game. They did a better job with their sudden change opportunities than we did, and that was a big part of the game. But we'll watch the tape and we'll evaluate those guys individually and collectively.
Does Dak need to do a better job in the pocket when those things happen, when the pocket's breaking down and he's got to be aware of things?
Yeah, again, we'll watch the tape and see the specific plays. Sometimes he does a great job. He gets out and extends plays and is able to make some plays with his feet. Other times wasn't quite as good collectively. So we'll watch the tape. We'll make those evaluations.
What happened in the last series of that final drive when you got down close to the end zone, Jason?
Yeah, you're just trying to somehow, some way get the ball in the end zone. And, we tried a few different things to do that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to convert on those opportunities. That would have been big. We still had the 3 timeouts. You put them in that mode similar to what we had a couple weeks ago in Washington, where you hopefully you can get a 3 and out and give yourself a chance coming back. But we didn't cash in on the first opportunity.
Sean Lee left hamstring again. Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I hurt his hamstring. And, he was out for the rest of the game, and he'll probably be out for a little bit. And, Jalen and Leighton, those guys had to go in there and play in his absence. And they've had to do that before this year, and that looks to be the case going forward.
How frustrating is that, knowing how much precaution Sean took in camp just to make sure these things don't happen, and it continues to happen?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's been a part of something that he's had to battle through in his career. He's been an awfully good player for us. That's the one area that he struggled a little bit with. The hamstring has bothered him the last 3 years, and you said it. Nobody works harder, nobody takes care of himself more than Sean does. Unfortunately, it just happened tonight, but the other guys got to step up and play.
Do you have any idea at this point how serious Taco Charlton's shoulder is?
I don't really know. I think they'll do some more tests on it tomorrow.
What was the message to your group tonight? Because you guys have been undefeated at home and 2 weeks off, and you lose this. What was your message?
Yeah, we just got to dig back in. We got to get back to work. Obviously, a short week, getting ready for a division rival on the road, and we have to learn from this game quickly and move on. We're back to work 7:30 Wednesday morning, and guys got to heal up quickly tomorrow and get our eyes forward on this next challenge.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.